Hello dear students. From this video onwards, we will be learning what do you mean by regular expression. Now we have learned in the past what do you mean by DFA, deterministic finite automata, NFA, non-deterministic finite automata, and many variations of NFA. And we have understood that given a DFA with some initial state and set of final states which are shown as double circle, this DFA can accept some strings and reject some strings. Consider a DFA shown here. You might be wondering why I am discussing DFA when the topic is regular expression, but trust me, I am coming soon to the topic of regular expression. Now, given this DFA, what do you understand? What does this DFA do? Which type of strings it accepts and which type of strings it rejects? Well, the description of this DFA has to be then given. For an average reader who doesn't understand much about it, we will give an English-like description shown here, which reads as, this is DFA which accepts all strings that contain at least one occurrence. Check this word, at least one occurrence of the substring AB. So, any string made up of AB, sigma here is A comma B. Strings are made up of A and B, but only those strings will be accepted which contains at least one occurrence of AB. That means given a string of some characters, somewhere if at least one occurrence of A followed by B is present, then such a string is accepted. As examples, the smallest string accepted will be AB, because come on, this is a string and it contains AB. Next possible string, maybe we can take some example as A, B, B. This also contains AB, isn't it? Or we can take up an example sort of A, B, B, AB. Now this string, observe, contains two occurrences of AB, but the problem is of only at least one occurrence, and it contains two occurrences. Now this string contains two occurrences, that means there is at least one occurrence, so this string is also accepted. This string is accepted. But if you think of a string like this, A, A, A. Now this string does not contain any occurrence of AB, so this string should be rejected. What you observe here in the case of DFA is DFA itself is not readable. Although now you have got enough practice by this time and you can read a DFA, the diagram can be understood by you, but ultimately, we have to describe the DFA somewhat like this English type description. And many times there are many ambiguities, confusion in this particular sentence. I hope you are understanding what I am saying, or sometimes the sentence becomes so big that it becomes so ridiculous to read what the DFA does. Just imagine a DFA which contains 10 such states. Here we have got only 3 states, and if DFA had 10 states and somebody had to describe what DFA does in English like language, then the paragraph would become very lengthy and very ambiguous. It will be very confusing for a reader to know what the DFA does. Do we have any comfortable way of describing what this particular DFA does? That's the point. And there is where regular expressions help us. What if I tell you that this entire DFA can be described just by this notation? Look how small this notation is. It is read as A plus B in the bracket star, followed by AB, followed by A plus B in the bracket star. Believe me, this regular expression is literally same as the DFA drawn above. I would go ahead and say this regular expression is same, is equal to the DFA that we have drawn above. So if somebody understands this regular expression, how to read regular expressions, which you will be able to understand how to read regular expressions very comfortably, then you would say that I will now describe what DFA does by writing a regular expression so that every reader who understands regular expression would know what is the DFA doing. I will go again ahead and say that regular expression is same as DFA. Or rather, instead of saying same as DFA, we would say that they are meant for same purpose. Regular expression will also accept or reject the strings, and DFA will also accept or reject strings. The work done by both is exactly same. Now this particular aspect of regular expression is so important in pattern searching. In fact, what DFA and regular expressions do is they search a pattern. Like, given a string, search whether it has AB, occurrence of AB. That's a pattern search. This regular expression also does the same thing. It searches a given pattern and it finds whether it fits according to the rules given by the regular expression. This is no joke. Regular expressions are very handy in real life example. In programming, we use regular expressions heavily. Most of the times, regular expressions are used for pattern search. For example, here I have got one Python program. It's not expected that you know Python, but just read out the code, and what it is doing is it is asking user to enter phone number. I'll just remove some comments. Please bear with me. Yes. What this program does, it asks user to input phone number. And in our country, the rule is the phone number is written somewhat like this. First three digits, then dash, then next three digits, okay, then dash, and next four digits. So three digits, I'm so sorry. Yes. So phone numbers are typically 4 plus 6, 10 digits. Okay. And these 10 digits must be written such that 3 digits, then dash, 3 digits, then dash, and then 4 digits. If that's the case and we want the user to enter the phone number in the same format as I had written, then we can write a regular expression in Python as marked over here, and then we can write a small code which allows user to enter the phone number first. Check that this line here allows user to enter the phone number, and then we will check whether the phone number is entered in the valid format or not. Let us run this code and check. It is asking me to enter the phone number. You can find out, and I will enter phone number as 111-333-4444. Assume that this is the phone number and this is entered in the valid format. So it's going to say, congratulations, this is a valid phone number. But what if I run the same code and it is asking me to enter the phone number? Just see. And if I enter 111-22-888, now this is not in the valid format because the middle portion should contain 3 digits and the last portion should contain 4 digits. So regular expression is going to spot it out and it's going to say this is an invalid phone number. That's the magic of regular expression that we have made here. Just a word of caution. Although the regular expression looks like this over here in Python, it's not the same that we are going to learn in automata theory. In automata theory, the notations or the rules that we use for writing regular expression are different. But the underlying fact about regular expression stays the same. If you have a phone number and if you have to see whether there is a pattern in the phone number, and if that pattern is according to the rules, then you can say it's okay. The phone number entered is correct. Or you can say that this phone number is rejected as it does not obey the pattern. That was a simple idea about what is regular expression. I know that we have not yet started the topic, but it was so important for you to tell that why regular expressions. First of all, they can easily describe the DFA in such a small space. That's wonderful thing about regular expressions. See you in the next video. Thank you very much.